This is Scott Bach-Hansen, Vice President for Cardinal Basketball Officials Association, and today's lesson is on correctable error and how not to lose focus. We have a varsity game here where we have three varsity officials and three guys that do a very good job. However, this is one of those things that they fall asleep and it ends up costing them because they put themselves into a bad situation. So I'm going to set this up for you, and then we're going to go through a couple of plays and hopefully just take 5 to 10 minutes here to show you how to avoid this and so we can all learn from it. Briarwoods is dribbling the ball up. They're in double bonus, so they should be shooting 2 shots. This is in the fourth quarter of the game. It's a very competitive game, high-scoring game, and it's a very emotional setting. The crowd is very loud and very disruptive, as you'll hear in the background as we play through this. And during this play right here, you'll see number 11 for Briarwoods in white drives towards the basket, and there's a foul called a double whistle foul. Whether it's a foul or not, I'll leave for you to decide. But the officials on the court called the foul on this play and then an immediate technical foul. So what should have happened here is that white 11 should have gone to the free throw to shoot 2 shots first, and then a technical foul. The shots would have been after that, and then white, Briarwoods, would get the ball at the division line. And we kind of get turned around here, and there's some confusion, and we have some lack of focus on all three officials' parts. So I'm going to push through this a little bit and let you watch this play, and then we will pause it and talk a little bit more about where we think things got sideways. Alright, so if I go back to this drive here, you'll notice that the officials, and I'm gonna mute this real quick. As the drive comes through here, you'll notice that we have a double whistle here, our C, in our lead. They go up with a double whistle. And then our lead, called a technical foul, blue 11. And again, what should have happened here is white 11 should be shooting. Our C is going to the table to report, and our lead, as he's going to get the ball, I guess number 11 for blue, says something that doesn't sit well with him. And so he assesses the technical foul. The C, who's the crew chief in the game, realizes, hey, something's going on here, and gets together with his partner, as he should, say, okay, what do we got? And let's make sure we do this in the right order. This is something that would be very important from a crew chief's perspective to be able to get that. So, as you see here, they get together and they talk, and for some reason, they only report the technical foul. And I'm going to turn the volume back on so you can hear this because I think it's important.
Technical foul on John Shannon, number 11, for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Now, as you can hear, the crowd's very loud. It's a pretty tough environment. But they only report the one foul. Also, you notice that number 11 doesn't go to the free throw line. It's number 3. So right now, my radar should go up. I should be saying, wait a minute, number 11's on the free throw line. Why is number 3 there? He's there because he's shooting the technical foul first. But 10 team fouls, we should be shooting the other foul first. So as I play this through, you'll see what happens. And by the way, our lead should never go on this side of the court here. You should just be down here and like as if it was a normal free throw. But again, the emotions, the adrenaline, there's a lot of different components here. This crowd is not very helpful, to the situation, and sometimes we get rattled. And I think that's part of what the problem was in this case. So now we're just all discombobulated. We got officials running across the court, diagonal. We got our officials putting the ball in play at the division line, coming in, trying to figure out, hey, maybe he realizes that there's something going on, but the crew chief and the other officials say just put the ball in play. So I mean, it's just a bad situation. So we'll forward it here because I want you to think about the statute of limitations. When does the statute of limitations start and when does it end on a correctable error? So remember, correctable error happens. It must be corrected by the time the second live ball happens after the clock is properly started. So let's go through that piece. Clock is properly started. That was the first live ball. So now, once the ball becomes dead, we got to correct it before it comes live again. Now we must correct it. However, there's another side story here. If I want you to take a peek here at the bench, the assistant coaches informed the head coach, hey, we should have gotten 2 more free throws. The head coach is informing the crew chief, who's in trail, that we should have 2 free throws. But, unfortunately, what ends up happening is he gets confused. And you can see that he's trying to think about what the coach is asking. Now, what should happen is he should just blow the whistle and say, hey, wait a second, guys, let's get together and make sure we get this right. But instead, while he's trying to digest it, the lead sees that, hey, this coach is yelling at my partner, so I better get the ball and play quick so that he can stop yelling. And what ends up happening is that exasperates the situation and puts us into a worse spot. The ball is live. Statute of limitations has run out. Even if he blows his whistle now, which he doesn't, and says, you know what, coach, you're right, second live ball has occurred. So now we've blown a rule. So let's see what happens next. Gotta love the fans. So what happens now is the coach is still adamant that we're missing 2 free throws. And our umpire, our U1 here, stops the game to get together. And they ends up getting the coaches together and explaining, hey, the statute of limitations is over. We messed up. And, you never want to have that happen. But at least they had this conversation. Really, we want the crew chief to handle this. For whatever reason, he was under the weather. I talked to him. And said that he had a lot of medicine and antibiotics. I'm not going to point the finger at any individual here. This is a crew's mistake. And so I think it's really important for us to learn from this. And that way we don't have the same situation. So we'll see that they'll get both the teams to the benches and they end up getting the coaches together. Now, most people ask, and again, you can hear the crowd, so it's not a very exciting situation here for the officials. Mute this. But again, you can see the fouls are 10-5 here. We should have had 2 free throws. They were in double bonus to start the 4th quarter, so this is a pretty physical game. But as we go forward, we never want to be the one that decides the game. We never want to have something that impacts the game. But at the end of the day here, the argument's going to be, well, the referees cost us the game. Whether that's true or not, we can't see how the game would have played out if we would have corrected it and gotten it correct at the beginning. But, they missed 2 free throws. Doesn't matter how many free throws they didn't make during the game. Doesn't matter how many turnovers they had, how many dumb fouls they had. All that matters is that at the end of the game, they missed out on 2 free throws. So if I fast forward here at the end of the game, all they care about is the fact that they didn't get their free throws. So in their mind, did it matter? Well, you decide. Yeah. To them, it mattered, and they're going to point the finger at us. And we could have avoided this just by having better focus, better teamwork, and better concentration. So I wanted to just take 10 quick minutes to teach you this lesson. Again, I'm not trying to indict the three guys on the court, three good varsity officials. Sometimes these things happen, but somebody's got to step up and have the courage to say something's not right. And in talking to the three officials after all this occurred, each one of them felt that there was something not right going on, and all they had to do was hit their whistle. So when in doubt, hit your whistle, and maybe you can learn something and help the crew. Thanks.